You can loop much faster with changing the settings on your looper. Most people will record a loop and then press the same button again to close the loop. If you're doing a verse and a chorus, there's a nifty little trick you could do. And this applies to the RC-500, the RC-10R, the RC-600, anything with more than 2 tracks. Hey, what's going on? It's JP. Welcome to the channel. If you've never been here before and you want to learn about looping, live streaming, and all the tech you need for a modding musician, then have a look through the channel, click the subscribe button, and then you'll know when the next video is out. Now, before we carry on and I show you how I've customized these buttons, I've actually got a course on the RC-500 going over right from the very beginning to some really advanced setups. There's a link in the description box if you want to go and check out my RC-500 course. And thank you to those who already have. And we're going to be expanding on that course this year as well. So go and grab it now to get you working like a Jedi on an RC-500. Now, the way I've got this set up is actually as a 2-track looper, but set up so this is track A and this is track B, and this is stop and start all. This setting is in multi-mode, and I'm going to change it over to single mode, which means we can then have this one as a verse and this one as a chorus. So first of all, if we go into memory and then we go into play, you can see the first option is multi, and we're going to change that over to single mode. It's as simple as that. Now, as I said before, I've already changed these over to do different things. So let me give you a demonstration of this. Track 1 is a verse, track 2 is a chorus. So apart from the funny loop, the 2 tracks are actually the same length, and this first one, and you can see that the third button is stop and start all. So this way I can actually just really quickly go from track A to track B. And if I do this and press the first track, that'll just roll around, and that's fine. If I then press this, no matter when, you can see that it moves over, and it's in time, no problem at all. If I move back, it flashes, and we're back to the first track. We can press this for start and stop all. It's a really quick way to play around with verse and chorus. However, I'm now going to erase that track. The reason being is because I've had a question about pressing a button to go automatically over to the next track. By default, this is play and record, this is stop, and then this is track select. But the way I've changed it here makes it a little bit more viable. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to record something on the first track, which would be the verse, and then I'm going to record something on the second track straight away. I've also got this down as record, dub, play, as opposed to record, play, dub. So let's record something else, but instead of me pressing this button for the second time to close the loop, I'm actually going to press this button. I'm going to press track 2 to go straight into the chorus. So by doing this straight away, I've actually put the loops down for both the verse and the chorus. Now these are really short, and obviously I'm just making hi-hat noises, but I can go over to this one. You kind of almost don't realize it. Now, did you notice that when I actually pressed record right at the very beginning, and then I didn't press this button again and went straight onto this one, it will close the loop automatically and then go over to the second loop. Let me show you how I've got this configuration set up, because for verse and chorus, this works really well. This is all start-stop, so I can stop them whenever I want, as opposed to double tapping. The alternative is you could double tap these, and then you could have that maybe for the rhythm section. So if you're not doing beatboxing and you want to create a rhythm, and you can obviously have that start and stop all. So let's go into the memory right now, and we'll go into memory, we'll go into control, and then give this a click. So pedal 1 is T1 RPSC. That's record, play, stop, and clear. So think of this like an RC5. Pedal 2 is track 2 RPSC, so exactly the same, but for the second track. And then pedal 3 is all start. I wish they'd change the way that's written because it's actually all start stop. So I can press it and press it again. Just remember that when you're in single mode, then when you press it, it will go back to the first track. That could be really handy though, because if you've got a chorus and we play the chorus and I stop it and I press play again, we go straight back over to the verse. That's really cool for drop downs. So you could do start and stop all. However, we could actually change this over to something else. So we can actually change the third one over to the rhythm, for example. So let's go over to rhythm. Let's go with rhythm, play, stop. Let's do that one. So now, and I can just stop it. Let's write that over, and then what I'll do is I'll actually erase these loops. So now you can see we've got rhythm, start, stop. You can see that one's flashing. So we're going to change the tempo on this. I'm just going to bring it up to 110, and then I will save that to the memory. So then when I bring this up now, it's at the right tempo. We'll start the rhythm. So there we go. It's really, really easy. Now, the thing you need to remember with all this is if you do a 4-bar loop on the verse and I do a 2-bar loop on the chorus, if I just played that once, when I go back over to this one, it's going to be on bar 3 of 4. So just be aware of that. Just have a look at this. So that's bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4. Let's go over to the chorus. Let's go back straight away over to here. See that? We're still halfway through. So you have to be really, really careful with that if you've got different length loops. So it's going to be taking the longest loop. So wherever bar 1, beat 1 is, if I go to the chorus, which is 2 bars, and I go back to the verse, you're going to be on bar 3, not on bar 1. Now, the way to prove this is I've just put this into immediate change as opposed to loop end. What you can do is go into memory, go into play, and in single mode, you have another option, which is how is it changed. So you can say immediately or loop end. We had it in loop end the whole way through. Now we're in immediate mode. Look what happens. I'll change this over. Now you can get some cool tricks out of that, but just be aware of different loop lengths. Now here's the great thing. You can change these 3 buttons to be pretty much whenever you want. And what's going to come up on screen is 2 things. One is where you can get these pedal toppers from. That's this video. And then this is the playlist for all the RC-500 videos I've done so far. Go and check them out. It's kind of a choose your own adventure. This one or this one. This one or this one. This one or this one.